Shout out to Nikola Jokić for winning the 2022 NBA MVP award. I think it's been well documented across pretty much all my platforms that I wanted Joel Embiid to win the MVP. But I said before, and I'll say it again, I wasn't going to be mad if Jokić won it or Giannis won it. Jokić had an absolutely amazing season. Historical numbers in PER, what he was able to do without two of his starters was absolutely phenomenal. He solidified himself as not only probably the best playmaking center in league history, but also just one of the best playmakers in the NBA today, regardless of position. He's made a lot of improvements defensively, not just by looking at his advanced numbers and stuff, but actually watching the game. He's made a lot of improvements on the defensive side of the ball. And I think he's taken a step forward offensively as well in terms of scoring. I knew he could score in years prior, but I think this year for certain, because he was missing Jamal Murray, he took it on himself to do a lot of scoring for this Nuggets team, and he looked absolutely amazing at it. Am I disappointed? Yes. Did I want Joel Embiid to win? Yes. But am I going to sit up here and bash Jokić like I've seen a lot of Sixers fans doing? No. I'm not about to do that. And honestly, Sixers fans, get over yourselves. Like, today made me almost want to not be a Sixers fan, because I opened up Twitter and all I kept seeing was they hate the process and calling Jokic's MVP a fraudulent MVP. Like, let's not do that. Let's not be that fan base. Nobody likes that fan base. Because my main issue is all season long, to me at least, none of these players were head and shoulders above each other in terms of Giannis, Jokić, and Embiid. All three of those guys, it'd be one week where Giannis might look like the best. The next week, Jokić might look like the best. The week after that, Joel Embiid might look like the best. And that was basically what was happening all season long, to me at least. And for me to go on Twitter and basically see Twitter spaces that were happening all day. Shout out to Lowe, Legend of Winning. If you don't follow him, I'm low-key jealous that he's able to do this. But he was in Twitter spaces basically all day listening to people. Unfortunately, a lot of Sixers fans talk bad about Jokić all day, say he didn't deserve the MVP. People saying, what does one definitively do better than the others, going back and forth like that. I don't think it's that simple with these two guys. I think you have a legitimate case of two generational talented centers, three if you want to call Giannis a center, but at least three generationally talented big men who all had the opportunity to win MVP this year. And the even crazier part, this was just also a good year for MVP candidates outside of those three. And any other year, Devin Booker could have won MVP. And any other year, John Morant could have won MVP. And any other year, DeMar DeRozan could have won MVP. All three of those guys had career seasons. Amazing, amazing seasons. Just three other guys had generational type seasons. So shout out to Jokić. Definitely well-deserved. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. Would I wanted my guy to win? Obviously, yes. Am I going to throw hissy fit? No. There is one thing, however, I am mad about the MVP race, and that's the leaks. The MVP was announced by Woj and Shams today. I think it was initially Woj and then Shams, I don't know, vice versa. And then I go to NBA.com because I wanted to see if they released the voting. And on NBA.com, they're just basically acting like the MVP wasn't announced today. And then I went to their Instagram and they have a bunch of posts about the games that are happening tonight and yesterday's games, but nothing about MVP. And I go to ESPN's Instagram and it's all over there. It's like, congratulations, Jokić. They got this whole graphic. Did basically ESPN and Woj steal the NBA's thunder in releasing the MVP? I would love for the NBA to find a way to go back to how it was in the early 2010s, where we really had no idea who MVP was until they announced it before usually a second round playoff game. And it's honestly no fault of these media members, but because since they all have their own platforms, they all have their own podcasts, they all write, they all have their own stuff. That probably in talking about MVP, they've said, oh, I voted for this guy, I voted for this guy, I voted for that guy. And all it takes is somebody to put all of those votes together and you can figure out who MVP is weeks before. I remember hearing about it a couple of weeks ago that everybody was basically saying it's looking like it's going to be Jokić because they had X amount of votes already in that you basically could just look up on the internet for free. And I hope the NBA doesn't try to still do this end of year show. I haven't really looked in to see if they are going to do that or if they're not going to do that. They did it a couple of years ago, pre-COVID. I hope they kind of just let that fade away into the background. I wasn't really a huge fan of it, especially now because we know who's going to win these awards because just leaks happen. But all that being said, I wish there was a way that the NBA could be like, no, we're going to announce it first. It's our award to give. Let us be the ones that announce it. But just the way the media is run now, I don't see that being possible. And then real quick, one award that was announced actually by the NBA, Monty Williams won Coach of the Year. Congratulations to Monty Williams, coach of the Phoenix Suns, on winning NBA Coach of the Year this year. He was my pick last year. I get why they gave it to Tibbs. I was worried they're going to give it to Taylor Jenkins, coach of the Memphis Grizzlies. Very similar to why they gave it to Tibbs, a team just vastly outshining expectations, especially with Ja Morant being out by so many games, and they're still were able to put all those wins together. But what Monty Williams has been able to do for the Phoenix Suns, the offense he's implemented there, the defense he's implemented there, the guys have really bought into his systems. The great leadership from Chris Paul and Devin Booker, of course, is a part of it. But they really trust Monty Williams, and you can see it on the floor with how successful they were last year and getting all the way to the finals and playing even better this year, at least in the regular season so far. We'll see how far they continue to go in the playoffs. But big shout out to him. Really happy to see him win it. And honestly, selfishly, happy to see a black man win it. And the NBA's, I was doing like a mental count in my head. The NBA has a lot of black coaches for the first time in my life, and at least the first time in like the past 10 years. They've been adding more and more coaches. Mike Brown just got hired by the Kings. It's just not to make this a whole race thing, but it's just nice to see as a black guy. I'm looking forward to seeing the All-NBA teams drop in the future. We'll probably talk about those when they do drop. But I just wanted to give Jokić his flowers. He deserves it. Amazing, amazing, amazing season. Sixers fans, stop, please. You're embarrassing me and the city of Philadelphia. They don't hate the process. Honestly, no one else, I feel like in the NBA community, even cares about the process anymore. Yeah, we talk about it because it's trust the process. It's our slogan. But no one really cares about it besides us. If you're not in the Philadelphia area, they don't care about the process. Give Jokić his props. You cannot say he did not have an amazing season. Did Joel Embiid also have an amazing season? Yes. Did Giannis have an amazing season? Yes. But you cannot sit here and say realistically with a straight face that Jokić was absolutely undeserving. All three guys were deserving in my mind, but only one person can win it. And shout out to Jokić for winning it.